Hello, my name is Laura Chow and I'm Head of Charities at People's Postcode Lottery.
My name is Patrick Steiner-Hirth. I'm a Senior Project Manager at the Robert Bosch Foundation.
Hi, I'm Jesse Eves from Humanity United.
At People's Postcode Lottery, we have a belief that trust-based philanthropy creates the greatest impact. And this is because we do not see ourselves as the experts. We see the charities that we work with as the experts, and having a relationship built on trust with flexibility throughout allows the organisation to move support that they require to where it is needed the most, as and when it is required. And we have found that to enable innovation, a sense of urgency, and the ability for them to move without having to consistently come back and forth through a process of paperwork, log frames, forms, and general bureaucracy, which sometimes can hinder the advancement of their work.
The world has never been as complex as it is right now. And we know that communities and those most proximate to the issues that they work on are the best decision makers for what to do in the face of this rapidly changing world. Flexible funding is a crucial step to make sure that those from the community have the power to decide what to do next.
When it comes to flexible funding, really one example that comes to my mind is our long-term funding that we are now doing in many cases. Most of our programs are not so much linked to a project logic anymore. They're set up for much longer time, either in strategic partnerships, or we are trying to help whole initiatives being set up over several years, for example, or organizations develop in, for example, when it comes to capacity building, to become able to do what they want to do in the future. And of course, most of that cannot be covered in one simple 1-year project logic. So we really moved away from that, and flexible in that regard means to us long-term first, and then have the flexibility within these plans that we're doing for the programs to make the room for a lot of change as well. If a project develops, if a project changes, if the circumstances change, if people realize, yeah, we set out to do something, but actually that this or that would be much more helpful right now, then we try to be as flexible as possible to adjust to that, not to see it as any sort of failure, but to encourage, to be transparent and honest with these kind of changes and progress in a program's lifetime, basically. And then simply ask, how can we adjust to that? How can we help with that? And not refer back to any plans that we made in the beginning. What we can do as a funder is to use the flexibilities and the freedoms and the liberties that the law basically and the compliance rules in Germany also provide to us. And that's something that we try to be much more aware of, and think before we go into a partnership with a partner, what kind of contract do we actually need to cover this? What kind of compliance rules are really necessary? Or are there other ways, more creative ways, to use our freedom that we do have as a private foundation in Germany to get the money where it needs to be to make the best impact?
One of our core portfolios is peace building. And as part of that work, we provide grants and support beyond the check to work towards an international system that is driven by the power and agency of local peace builders. We believe that communities should decide what peace looks like to them, and we should accompany and support that vision.
In terms of practicalities to make the approach of unrestricted and trust-based philanthropy possible, it's really about building the trust. We work in partnership, and in order to do that, we arrange a series of events and meetings with our charity partners, including Peace Direct, where we're able to explore the deeper issues and the challenges both that they have identified in their work and in the sector. So, for example, we arrange a dinner on an annual basis with the chief executives of all of our charity partners alongside the trustees of our postcode trusts which award the funding. And in the past, we had Dylan Matthews, chief exec of Peace Direct, come and speak to our charity partners about the work that they'd done on the decolonisation of aid. And this allows sharing within the sector, it allows open conversations, and we try to provide a safe space to convene and to learn about the work that we're all doing together so that we can continue to have strong relationships. And I do not believe that trust-based philanthropy works without these strong partnerships, conversations, and ability to share the good and the bad times as people are working on the important services that they provide. I think that sometimes other donors may have worked in a way that has been different for such a long time that it feels wholly different to take on the approach of trust-based, flexible support. What we did observe during the COVID lockdown was that some of them moved to this other way of funding where there was much more freedom, trusting the charities to do what they felt needed to be done without any specific idea in mind from the donor. And I think that the unrestricted trust-based philanthropy alongside the long-term funding approach that we have is allowing organisations to tackle large issues over a longer period of time with the freedom to explore and develop ideas that will have a much longer transformational change impact in the communities that they're working with.
I would encourage all other funders thinking about this or being hesitant about it, just try it. Just start somewhere and do not try to be too perfect about it. I mean, we in the beginning, we also thought we first have to figure out the perfect way to do this and then start to change. And then we realized, no, this is not going to work. We simply have to start some partnerships, try to figure that out, be transparent about it. We have to learn there as much or even more than our partners do, and then simply take it from there. So just start doing it would really be my call for all the funders interested in that, and reach out to others who are already on that path, because nobody is really there yet. Certainly not the Robert Bosch Foundation, but we are simply trying to get there, and we are transparent about it. We are trying. We do not have the perfect path, but we are trying, and we are looking for others who are trying as well.
Peace Direct's approach allows for this power and supports the flexibility of local peace builders to make the decisions on how they will adapt in our constantly shifting world. We are proud to walk alongside Peace Direct as they live into and live out and fulfill their mission.